Hello students, today we are going to discuss about fertilization and sex determination. So first of all, let me see what is a copulation. Okay, or it is also called as a coitus. That is during copulation, that is also called coitus. Semen is ejaculated through the penis into the vagina, and such a process is called insemination. Okay, so during copulation, or we can say during the sexual intercourse or coitus, semen will be ejaculated through the penis of a male into the vagina of a female. Okay, and such a process is called insemination. So here you can see semen will be ejaculated inside the vagina of a female. Okay, here you can see the sperm cell. Now, this spermatozoa acquire ability to fertile the ovum inside the vagina. So, after entry inside the vagina, the sperm cell will get some ability or acquisite some ability to fertile the ovum. Only after that it will undergo some changes, and that some changes will undergo inside the vagina. Okay, and that is in the female genital. And these all changes which occur inside the vaginal passage, and these changes are called capacitation. Okay, so what is the capacitation? Capacitation is the process when sperm cell which is enter inside the vagina get acquired some capability to fertilization. Okay, and such a process or such a phenomena is called capacitation. And the changes in the properties of zona pellucida, you know very well, surrounding this ovum there is a zona pellucida layer, and that is constitute the zona. So after reaction. Capacitation process inside the vagina, the motile sperm cell will swim rapidly, okay, throughout this cervix. Okay, it will pass through the cervix and enter inside the uterus. So from vagina they will enter through the cervix, and they will enter inside the uterus. Okay, and finally reach up to the ampullary isthmic junction. You know very well, this is the ampulla and this is the isthmic region. So this is the ampulla isthmic region on which the egg cell will be there. Okay, so the sperm cell have to travel up to the ampullary isthmic junction of the fallopian tube. Why they have to travel up to this region or a junction? Because the egg cell or ovum cell which is released from the ovary will be up to this, means ampullary isthmic region. There will be in this slide there. Some points are there, and you should note these all points. So what is the sperm capacitation? So sperm capacitation refer to the physiological changes that the spermatozoa must undergo in order to penetrate and fertilize an egg cell. If sperm cell want to enter inside the egg cell, then this process is very important. Okay, let me see what happened during capacitation. So during capacitation, if you see like this, okay, suppose this is the sperm cell at the epididymal stage. Okay, then you know very well it will be included the seminal plasma, and then it will be considered as a semen, right? Okay, so after ejaculation, you know, after ejaculation it will look like this. Okay, so let me see. The plasma membrane of a epididymal spermatozoa contain a complement of a surface molecule. Here you can see surface molecule that are protein and carbohydrate rich molecules, and here is a yellowish color T. You can see here. Okay, and at the time of epididymal stage. Okay, then if added this seminal plasma, now it is called semen. At that time when it is ejaculated, at that time they will have the surface molecule in epididymal sperm become coated. Here you can see it will coated with seminal plasma proteins. Okay, and that mask the portion of a membrane molecule, and it will mask the portion of a membrane molecule. And finally, when such ejaculated sperm enter inside the female tract, okay, you know very well, inside the vagina it will be capacitated. Okay, let me see. When sperm are exposed to female tract environment, okay, their seminal plasma coating, this coating, okay, of seminal plasma coating along with some of the surface molecule are removed. Here you can see they will remove inside the female vaginal tract. Okay, and thus exposing portion of the molecule that can bind to zona pellucida, and this zona pellucida binding is very important during the fertilization event. Okay, so if a sperm cell want to enter inside the oocyte, okay, or ovum, that is very important step to bind with the zona pellucida. And if they want to bind with the zona pellucida, then this cover which is made up of, you can see, seminal plasma coating, must be removed before the entry inside the ovum. Otherwise it will not enter inside the ovum cell because of the membrane. Second point here you can see, that is the changes take place in the membrane over the acrosome and enable release of lysosomal enzyme, and this is called acrosomal reaction. So after capacitation, next step will be acrosomal reaction. Okay, and the acrosomal vesicle at the tip of a head, you know very well, acrosomal region is a tip of a head of a sperm cell, and it will fuse with the plasma membrane of a ovum or egg, and at that time it will releasing enzyme from the tip of sperms. Okay, so these all may be responsible events during the entry inside the ovum. Here in this slide you can see whole process of fertilization. So in today's lecture we are going to discuss these all events. Okay, so up to this we have already discussed about first point. Okay, that is a sperm activated by female reproductive tract inside the vagina. At that time this acrosomal region will be activated. And now next step will be a sperm will bind with the zona pellucida. Okay, so let me discuss one by one all the events. In previous slide, I already told you that sperm cell which is enter in the vagina, first of all it will be do capacitation, and then it will motile, and then it will reach up to the ampullary ischemic region. Okay, so in other hand, what happened with the ovum? Let me discuss what happened with the ovum. Sperm will be reach up to the ampullary ischemic region. Okay, now let me discuss what happened with the ovum. The ovum released by the ovary, you know very well, the ovum will be released from the ovary by the process of ovulation, and the ovum released by the ovaries also transported to the fallopian tube. Okay, especially in which region of a fallopian tube? Ampullary ischemic region or a junction. Okay, so they will reach up to the fallopian tube where fertilization take place. So where fertilization will take place? Inside the fallopian tube. Okay, and in specifically you must know which region of a fallopian tube? Inside the ampullary ischemic region. Okay, so fertilization occur within the fallopian tube. So this point is very important. So where fertilization event will occur? Inside the fallopian tube, and especially in which region? In the ampullary ischemic region. And such a phenomena is called conception in a humans. So let me see what happened next. The oocyte cumulus complex. Here you can see the complex with the oocyte, okay, of a female surrounded by zona pellucida. One layer is a zona pellucida, and then corona radiata, and then cumulus layer. These all three together called oocyte cumulus complex. So when a motile sperm reaches up to the ovum, okay, it makes its way through the corona radiata and zona pellucida. Let me understand more by using this diagram. So first of all, in first stage, what happened? A binding of a sperm to zona pellucida. Here you can see. Okay, and this sperm cell will come in contact with the ovum. Okay, with the help of the zona pellucida. And now what happened with the sperm cell and the zona pellucida? Let me see in this diagram. Let me magnify this diagram. Okay, so here you can see this is the ovum, pinkish color, and this bluish color region you can see here that will contain Z1, Z2, Z3. These portions are of zona pellucida. Okay, and here you can see this is a sperm cell. Okay, and having a nucleus, and this region is the acrosomal vesicle, and on that you can see here there are Z3 receptor. On the zona pellucida there is a Z3, and here there is a Z3 receptor. So first of all, when these sperm cell come in contact with the zona pellucida, first of all the binding process will occur. Okay, so how binding process will occur? So Z3 receptor will bind to the Z3 one. Okay, as a result of that, the sperm cell will bind with the zona pellucida first. And then what happened? Acrosomal reaction will occur as this acrosome will be activated. Okay, so acrosomal reaction will occur, and at that time, what happened during the acrosomal reaction? During the acrosomal reaction, the fertilizing and anti-fertilization reaction will occur. Okay, and as a result of that, the sperm cell is able to now enter inside the zona pellucida. Okay, and as a result of that, entry through the zona pellucida become possible. Okay, and at that time during fertilizing anti-fertilizing reaction, this acrosomal region will secrete some very important enzyme, and that is a hyaluronidase enzyme. Okay, and this hyaluronidase enzyme will degrade all the portions of the zona pellucida, and as a result of that it will make some hole like structure here. Okay, and as a result of that this entry through this zona pellucida will be become possible by the sperm cell. So next stage is the entry through the zona pellucida, and then what happen here you can see, okay, fusion of the plasma membrane will occur in next stage. After entry inside the zona pellucida, fusion of a plasma membrane will occur, and finally you can see here, finally entry of the sperm cell or a sperm nucleus into the ovum cytoplasm. So rest other part will be remain outside of the ovum. Okay, only entry of a sperm nucleus will occur. Okay, so last stage is the entry of the sperm nucleus into the ovum cytoplasm. Okay, so this is very important phenomena during the fertilization, and for that you can understand corona radiata and zona pellucida play a very important role during this process. Let me discuss more about this process. So in this process, the enzyme hyaluronidase, as I told you, during this reaction, acrosomal reaction, during this process, the enzyme hyaluronidase play a very important role here over here. Okay, so enzyme hyaluronidase will release by the acrosome, because acrosomal vesicle is filled with this enzyme, that is the hyaluronidase enzyme, and this hyaluronidase enzyme is very important for the penetrating through the corona radiata also. So this hyaluronidase enzyme play a very important role of entry inside the ovum, and it will be released by the acrosome of a sperm and help in the dissolving the hyaluronic acid in the ground substance of the follicle cell. So surrounding that there is a hyaluronic acid. Okay, this hyaluronic acid will be dissolved by using this enzyme that is secreted by the sperm cell, and that will be inside the acrosomal vesicle. Okay, so this hyaluronidase enzyme will release by this acrosomal portion, and it also help in penetrating through the corona radiata. One more enzyme will be secreted or released, that is the acrosine, and that will be released from the acrosome as an effect of acrosomal reaction, and it will dissolve or digest the zona pellucida. Okay, so hyaluronidase is responsible for the entry inside the corona radiata, and these is also help in the entry inside the zona pellucida to facilitate penetration of the sperm cell. So now you have to note very important point over here. Okay, so here you can see those several sperms penetrate through the zona pellucida. Here you can see in the diagram. Okay, so many sperm cells are able to penetrate the zona pellucida. But what happened? Into the perivitelline space, only one sperm can enter. Okay, so in the perivitelline, up to perivitelline space, only one sperm can enter inside the ovum, and such a phenomena is called monospermy. Mono means one and sperm means only one sperm cell can enter up to the perivitelline line. Though zona pellucida can penetrate it by so many sperm cells. So as I told you, only one sperm cell can reach up to the perivitelline space, and it will induce the monospermy. Okay, so let me see how these monospermy will be induced and polyspermy will be inhibited. So on entry of a sperm cell, it will cause release of a calcium, and as a result of that it will block the entry of other sperm. Okay, and a parallel reaction is that is called zonal reaction. As a result of that, this polyspermy will be inhibited and monospermy will be induced. So here in this diagram you can see all stages. First of all, this sperm cell will get capacitation, and after capacitation it will migrate towards the ovum up to the ampulla ischemic region, and then it will come in contact with this ovum, especially with the zona pellucida, and then this binding process will occur. On binding, you know very well, this acrosomal reaction will occur, and due to acrosomal reaction you can see here this corona radiata and zona pellucida will be degraded, and as a result of that you can see here the sperm cell will enter up to the zona pellucida. Okay, and finally the sperm cell can reach only one out of all sperm cells, only one sperm cell can reach up to the perivitelline space. Okay, so these up to this you must be very clear. Now the entry of a sperm cell, you can understand now this sperm cell is enter. Okay, a nucleus of a sperm cell will enter up to this. Rest other portion will remain outside of the ovum. So only nucleus will be enter. Okay, so the entry sperm cell, on the entry of a sperm cell, it will induce the completion of a meiosis 2. Okay, means meiosis 2 of a secondary oocyte. You know very well, I already told you, secondary oocyte will never undergo meiosis 2 if it is not fertilized. Okay, only after fertilization it will undergo meiosis 2, or we can say it will complete the meiosis 2. So now entry of a sperm cell will induce the completion of a meiosis 2 of the secondary oocyte, and now it will convert into ovum. So let we go further. The second meiotic division. Okay, here you can see. Okay, this sperm's nucleus is entered. Okay, now it is called male pronucleus. This is the sperm nucleus, and this is the female pronucleus. Okay, so the second meiotic division is also unequal type of a division. As I told you earlier, okay, first meiotic division was unequal. As a result of that, one polar body was formed. Okay, that is very small in size, and second one is a secondary oocyte will form, and that is a larger in size. So further, when second meiotic division occur, at that time also unequal division will occur, and as a result of that, what happened? A formation of a second polar body, that is a very small size cell, and second cell which is formed will be ovum, and that is a larger size cell, and that is also called as a oocyte. Okay, so here you must be very clear. Polar body will be generated. First polar body is generated, and then second polar body is generated during the second meiotic division. So after completion of a meiosis 2, next stage will be fusion of a gamete. That will be in between male pronucleus and female pronucleus, means male gamete and female gamete. And such a fusion of a gamete of a male and female is called syngamy, or it is also called as a amphimixis. So now onward, this corona radiata will be disappeared after fertilization. Okay, so as fertilization occur, syngamy occur, corona radiata will be disappear, and the nuclear union result in the formation of a synkaryon, and that is a zygotic nucleus. So zygote will be formed after fusion between female pronucleus and male pronucleus. Haploid structure will convert into diploid zygote. So now let me discuss about the topic which is related to fertilization. Okay, and that is a sex determination. So one has to remember that the sex of a baby has been decided at the time of a fertilization itself. Okay, so during this event only, this sex of a baby will be decided. Okay, and let me see how it is decided. As you know, the chromosome pattern in the human female is a XX. You know very well. Okay, so chromosome pattern in a human female is a XX, whereas a male having a XY. Okay, all of you very clear about this. Female having XX, homozygous, and here heterozygous. So therefore, all the haploid gamete produced by the female, and that is ova, have the sex X. Okay, means they are having a X chromosome, whereas the male gamete, that is a sperm, having a either X or a Y chromosome, because a female having XX and male having XY. That's why whenever the meiosis occur, half of the sperm will have X chromosome and half of a sperm cell will have Y chromosome. But here in case of a female, what happen? All the ova will have similar chromosome because the female is a XX. Okay, so all the ovum will have X. So 50% of a sperm carry the X chromosome, while other 50% will carry Y chromosome. But out of 100, all ovum will have X chromosome. Okay, and after fusion of a male and female gamete, whatever zygote will be result will be either XX or a XY. You can understand very clearly here. Okay, so female having X, if it combine with the Y, it will result into XY, right? Okay, and female having a X, it will combine with the X, then male X, then it will be result into XX. Okay, so here you can understand how XX will form and how XY is formed. If XX is combined, the baby sex will be a female. Okay, and if X is combined with the Y, then sex of a baby will be male. So depending on what type of sperm is fertilized with the ovum. So we can clearly say that the zygote carrying XX chromosome would develop into the female child, and that with the XY chromosome would develop into the male child. This is very clear to you. Okay, and so the sex of a child depend on the male parent. Okay, you can understand, because male parent itself is a heterogametic. Okay, female will produce all similar kind of ovum, whereas male can produce two different kind of sperm cells. Okay, and that's why all depend, sex will be depend on the male parent. So the sex of a child depend on the male parent, because the male parent itself is a heterogametic parent. So here in this diagram you can see father or a male, mother or a female. So father or a male having a XY both type of chromosome. As a result of that, during spermatogenesis, whatever sperm cells are produced are of two kinds: X chromosomes having, and here Y chromosome containing sperm cells. So sperm cell may have of two types: X chromosome containing sperm cell and Y chromosome containing sperm cell. Whereas a female, whenever oogenesis will occur, at that time whatever the egg cell or ovum are produced are similar kind. Here you can see, because here female is a homozygous whereas male is a heterozygous. Okay, and that's why all the egg cell which is produced will be having X chromosome. So whether this X is combined with the Y or X is combined with the X, all these depend on that. Okay, so sex of a baby will be depend on which type of this sperm cell will be fertilized this type of egg cell. So this egg cell fertilized by which type of sperm cell, all basis on the sex determinant. Which type of sperm cell fertilize the egg cell, on basis of that only we can decide the sex of babies. Okay, so if this Y is combined with the X, you can see this ovum is having a X, all the ovum will have X, but if a sperm cell is a Y, then you can see baby will be male babies. Okay, and if X is combined with the X of sperm cells, okay, then babies will be female. So by this way sex will be determined. So this is your homework for today's lecture, and before we finish this lecture, let me summarize whole topic by using one animation video. So look at this video.
Vital event in the process of sexual reproduction, as it results in new life. In humans, while the male gamete or sperm is motile, the female gamete or ovum is non-motile. Therefore, for fertilization to occur, the two gametes must be brought together. This is achieved through insemination, where the penis releases semen filled with thousands of sperms into the vagina. Interestingly, while half of the total sperms released carry the X chromosome, the other half contain the Y chromosome. These sperms then rapidly move through the cervix, pass through the uterus, and finally reach the ampullary isthmic junction of the fallopian tube. In the meantime, the ovum, after completing the first meiotic division, gets released into the fallopian tube with the rupture of the Graafian follicle. Upon its release, the ovum begins to undergo the second meiotic division. However, the division does not go beyond the first phase. Interestingly, the ovum contains only the X chromosome. Studies have shown that the ovum is filled with cytoplasm called the yolk or vitellus, surrounded by a membrane called the vitelline membrane. The vitelline membrane is ensconced in another membrane called zona pellucida. However, there is some space between the zona pellucida and the vitelline membrane, which is called the perivitelline space. Surrounding the zona pellucida is a layer of granulosa cells called the cells of corona radiata. The ovum present in the fallopian tube now starts drifting towards the uterus. Once it reaches the ampullary isthmic junction, the ovum gets bombarded by several thousand sperms. However, only one sperm penetrates the zona pellucida and initiates the fertilization process. Moreover, this penetrating sperm induces the zona pellucida to stiffen, which prevents other sperms from entering the ovum. After gaining entry through the zona pellucida, the acrosome present over the sperm's nucleus starts secreting enzymes that aids the sperm head to get through the ovum's cytoplasm while the sperm sheds its tail. The fertilized egg now resumes the remaining phases of the second meiotic division. However, this division, being unequal, results in the formation of two unequal bodies, a haploid ovum called ooted and a second polar body. While the second polar body degenerates, the ooted and the haploid nucleus of the sperm fuse together to form a diploid zygote. Did you know that the sex of the zygote is decided at the time of fertilization? If the ovum is fertilized by a sperm containing the X chromosome, the resulting zygote contains XX chromosome and would develop into a female. However, if a sperm containing the Y chromosome fertilizes the ovum, the resultant XY zygote develops into a male. Thus, it is the sperm that decides the sex of the fetus.
In next lecture, we will learn about cleavage and implantation. So till that, goodbye.